Hi there, this is Diego from NutriAdmin, and in this video I'm going to show you all of the nutritional analysis capabilities that NutriAdmin comes equipped with. So essentially, NutriAdmin allows you to perform sophisticated nutritional analyses on individual foods, on lists of foods. You can also do it on recipes, and you can do it on meal plans. And finally, you can also use it to analyze the nutritional content in your client's food diaries. So we just allow the capabilities to work at every level, from individual foods to whole weeks that you organize in meal plans. And in terms of the analysis, you can see macros and micros. So I'm going to demonstrate all the options in this video. So first of all, let's start with recipes. So you can click on any of the recipes in the software. So you can create your own recipes, find them in our database, import them from URL, generate them with AI. There are many ways to create recipes. And once you have a recipe, you will notice there is a macronutrient section. This shows you the overall macros for this particular recipe. So just for context, this is Mediterranean salmon with the ingredients you see here. So you can see an overall summary, but then you can also see a drill down per ingredient. So this table shows you energy, protein, fat, carbs, and fiber per ingredient. And you can see it either the total in the recipe per 100 grams or per serving. So depending on the type of analysis you want to do, you have all the options available. And then when it comes to micronutrients, we have similar views. So you can see all of the macros for any recipe. And again, this is for recipes that you create or that you get from the database or online. So any data that you enter into the system, any recipe that you import, you get all of these nutrients automatically. And you can also see this useful breakdown. So for example, if I want to see what are the ingredients that are contributing the most sodium, I can have a look at the table. And I can see that, for example, the highest seems to be salt, which makes sense since salt is mostly sodium. But then also feta cheese is very high in sodium. Salmon has some sodium, and olives have a lot of sodium too. So this allows you to see at a glance all of the macros that are available in a recipe. And now in terms of micronutrients available, you can go to the settings and you can customize which nutrients are going to show. So for macros, we have all of these options. And then for micronutrients, there are dozens of options. And you can see here, the list includes minerals, vitamins, different types of fatty acids, and different phytonutrients. And we may be adding others, like there's also things like caffeine and cholesterol, I believe. And then in terms of where does this data come from, we have this article here that explains it. So we mostly pull data from the USDA database, as well as they have Food Data Central, and they also have a branded products food database. And then for UK products, we have the McCance and Widdowson food database. And we also have the AUSNUT database for Australian products. And there are other references here. So all of this data is verified, and it comes from databases that have undergone, like the data comes from scientific studies. And this is not data that has been guessed by users or anything like that. Right, so that shows you how you can analyze recipes. Now, in terms of meal plans, NutriAdmin allows you to either create a meal plan from scratch or to use the meal plan generator to create an entire meal plan. Now, once you've created a meal plan, here's an example of a plan I created. And you can see that it has Monday to Sunday, breakfast, snack, lunch, etc. So as I am adding items to the meal plan, I can head to the macronutrient summary section. And again, this is going to show me a summary for the entire plan. So we can see here that this plan is roughly 25% protein, and the rest, 35 more or less, is split between fat and carbs. We can see the distribution of energy for the different meals. So it seems that dinner and lunch are the biggest, and then followed by breakfast, and snacks are contributing a small number of calories. And then there is a summary per each day. So we can delve further into each day individually. So let's say I want to check Monday. And this is the most useful view because in here, this is the summary for every day in the plan. And for every day, I will get a list of foods with their quantity and portion size, and I can edit all of this and pick the relevant option. And this shows me the breakdown of energy, protein, fat, carbs, fiber. So this is useful if you are a nutritionist, a coach, a personal trainer, or anybody that needs to create meal plans, or anybody that needs to keep track of your nutrition. NutriAdmin is going to allow you to see at a glance all of the analysis. And then you can also see the micronutrient analysis. So for this plan, this is the macros analysis. And because this is for a client that is between this age group, and so male 31 to 50 years old, it's going to highlight the daily recommended intakes. So for instance, this plan is too high in sodium. That's why it's highlighted in red. And it's deficient in vitamin D. So you can just imagine the amount of time that you can save using this tool, because sure, you can go to these nutrition databases and check the nutrition content of every ingredient manually. But in NutriAdmin, as you use the software and you add items to a meal plan, you get this analysis automatically. And that's the micronutrients average. You can also see a summary per day. So if you want to see, for instance, let's check Monday. This shows me the values just for Monday, and I can do the same for other days of the week. So that shows you the analysis. So now, how do you analyze, for instance, a food diary for a client? So if you're a nutritionist that has a client or a coach, and you want them to fill in a food diary so that you can check how their diet looks like, basically in NutriAdmin, we have these questionnaires. You can create questionnaires with any sort of content you want. And these questionnaires are interactive, and you can send them to a client either via email or via our our client portal that allows clients to log into a website securely and fill in data. So the client's going to get a table like this, for instance. And once you send the table, I'm going to just show you here on my screen. So I've divided the screen in two. I have two NutriAdmin windows open. And on the right, I have some example food diary data that the client has filled in. Yeah. So when you receive data like this, and this could be in any format, it could be a piece of paper, or they could just tell you this during a conversation, you can now go and create a meal plan to analyze the diary. So I'm going to just pick an example client, and I'm going to say 3 days. I'm going to say food diary example, create the plan from scratch. And now I can enter what my client has said. And the reason we do it like that is that a client can simply write in here text. And as you can see, sometimes it's going to be specific depending on the client. And some clients will give you the grams and the cup sizes, but sometimes they'll just say something ambiguous, like they ate a bowl of pork ramen or one pizza, and it's hard to know how many calories or the size. So you can talk to the client to clarify this, or you can do your best guess. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to enter here for breakfast, fried egg. And it's very quick to query the database. We have this quick search, fried egg. I can click. And the moment I click in here, I can go back to the macros. And you can see that the nutrients have been added. So I don't have to do anything special. Like, these are the micronutrients contributed simply by these eggs I just added. And I can simply type in here, bacon. And it's quite quick to add the ingredients. There we go. We have another feature to add it faster. So for instance, if you click on add multiple foods, you can copy paste just text like this. And the software will make the best guess it has. So if I'm sauerkraut, bacon, fried eggs, the fried eggs amount is wrong. So I'm going to change it to just about a quarter of a cup, let's say. Sourdough, this is too little, so I'm going to say it's going to be 60 grams like this. And you can change the ingredients, and you can go to the macro section and check that what you've added is correct. And then if you want to query more specifically, you can also click here and search foods. And this is going to give you a very, like if I search sourdough bread, this is going to give you a more detailed set of options. So for instance, I have here the foods, and the group, the energy, protein, carbs, and fat. So for instance, there are many sourdough products. If I sort them by energy, I can get here bread sprouted. This is the one that has the lowest calories this is per 100 grams. And I can see in the bottom that, for instance, it also found bread cheese. So because it has cheese, it's higher calories, or breadsticks. So you can find exactly the product you want. Click here for more details. You see there's so much data. It can save you so much time if you are used to doing analysis by hand. And this is for the USDA database. We have USDA branded products, AUSNUT. There are no results in this case, or UK. And if I search for something else like cheese, I'm going to get plenty of results for every database because it's a more general term. So you can use all of these tools to assemble the plan. And once you finish assembling the plan, you can get the analysis. And this can be useful in case you want to give the analysis to the client, or if you want to use the analysis to determine, like if I go back to the plan, if this is a plan I've made for a client, I can be more confident determining, for example, if perhaps this client would benefit from vitamin D supplements. So if you are a nutrition professional, you can make that call. And you can use the software basically to answer to do any nutritional analysis you want for any client. Just as a final aside, you can also create your own foods. So if you go to My Foods, you can create custom foods from scratch and enter all of their, like I've created a product here. These are the portion sizes and these are the nutrients. And you can enter the nutrients and then use these products within your plan. And you can also create meal presets, which are lists of ingredients that you use often. So for instance, bacon and eggs is just a list of them, and it gives you the nutritional analysis. So wrapping up, what can you do with NutriAdmin with regards to nutrient analysis? As I've shown you in this video, you can create recipes, you can create foods, you can create meal plans, and you can analyze food diaries. And there are more capabilities around in the software. You can slice and dice this data and see it in different formats. And then you can export it in different formats as well. So for instance, this in here, you can copy paste this into Excel if you want, or you can download it as a PDF. And the PDF is going to show in a nice format, customized with your branding. So for instance, here's the meal plan. And you can choose which sections to include or not. And this is the analysis, macronutrient summary. So this is what the client can see. And you can include or exclude. If I show you customize, you can decide how much level to include. So for instance, I can include the breakdown of macros or just the summary, and the same for micros. So you see here all of the analysis. And then when I get to the micronutrient section, it's again highlighting in red or yellow anything that requires attention. And you can either download this as a PDF document or send it to the client via the client portal app. So I hope that helps. That is how you how you perform nutritional analysis in NutriAdmin. Hopefully you found that helpful, and thanks for watching.